Now, right before the holidays, I noticed that Taylor Toolworks, or TayTools.com, they had these mystery boxes. And you could buy them and didn't really know what was going to be in them. It was just a surprise. So I figured it'd be fun to buy one of these boxes right before the holidays and open one with all of you. I haven't seen anything in this package yet. We'll go ahead and we'll open it piece by piece and see if it was worth the $50 I spent on it. Now, these were advertised as $39 and change, but with tax and shipping to where I live, it came to about $50. According to the description, there would be up to 9 tools in each package, and the value wouldn't exceed roughly $90, but should be more than the $40 spent. Okay, let's get started. First up, we have some 3M precision sandpaper, and this is 150 grit, so I'll say that this is pretty useful around what I do, both for metalwork and for woodwork. So I'll rate this as useful, and we'll take that off the tally. Next up, we got a 2-for-1. We have another 3M sandpaper. This is 180. I would say having the 150 and the 180 doesn't really make that much of a difference. It'd be nice to have had a bigger spread here, but still, good grade sandpaper, worth the money if you need it. So I'm gonna put this in the good pile. Now, this is an interesting thing. This is an 8-inch rule, measuring rules. They're pretty good, I guess, to have it. But one thing that might be interesting for this is if you do a lot of sharpening and you do that ruler sharpening trick to get the secondary bevel, this might be a perfect ruler for doing that. So my feeling is that this is useful and can go into the useful pile. Okay, here is another ruler. So this is a 300mm combo blade. So this is in metric. I probably should do more in metric anyway and get more used to it, so I like that. But right now it doesn't have a square. So it's a square blade without a square. I'm gonna put this in the maybe pile because a square without its squaring component, I don't know how useful that is. Okay, next up we have something that says flexible curve measuring tape. Okay, so this is kind of neat. It's a 24-inch measuring tape, and it is flexible, but it feels like it has some kind of memory to it, so that as I flex this tape, it stays in the place that it is. But I can see this be useful to, measure things like a canister or a circular object, or maybe even to lay out some kind of organic curves on a surface and then trace them out to get some interesting shapes. So this one will make the useful pile. So far, nothing has been completely useless, and we've gotten a couple of interesting things. All right, so next up is the last item in the stocking. And let's see what this is. This is a set of 10 T-style knobs. These would be pretty useful if they had the bolts to go with them, but I guess we could always find the bolts that match up with this and use them for T-track adjustments or making jigs. On their own, not super valuable to me because I do have to go out and find some kind of bolts to go with all these nuts. But it is a set of 10, so I will put this in not completely useless, but let's say moderately useful to not so useful since it's not a full set. Kind of like a combination square without its blade holder. Okay, so that's the small items. We'll move on to the bigger ones. This is a drill right drawer pull jig. Pretty standard operation is to install drawer pulls, and let's see how this one looks. Okay, looks like a pretty standard jig where we'll just screw on these the stop, and you can set the drawer pull distance from its center line. Now, this will set the distance going down the drawer, but not left and right like some of the other jigs I have. But if you didn't have a draw pull jig, I guess this is a pretty decent place to start. So I will say that this is useful, but more than likely you might already have one. So not 100% sure on how this would work out for the rest of you, but for me, it's, I guess, nice to have an extra, but nothing super special. Okay, the final items, and let's see what the big one is. Taylor Tools high quality plastic quick clamp with a 6-inch opening. And this is a 2-pack. I'm not familiar with this item, so I will go ahead and open my combo square blade. Again, that does not have a combo square holder to go with it, and use it as a knife to go ahead and open this box. Okay, so these are pretty standard trigger clamps. Releases here, it operates fairly smoothly. Press the trigger to tighten it up on a piece of wood. Has a decent clamping force for the size. You just can never have enough clamps. So here we have the 9 items that came in the Taylor Tools mystery box. We have a draw pull installation guide. We have a combo square ruler without the combo attachment. Maybe that can be attached to one you already have. We got this small little ruler, which is somewhat useful, maybe for sharpening. We have these wing bolts, which on their own, they're probably going to go into a drawer somewhere and I may never see them again. And we have 150, 180 grit sandpaper, useful for when you need those grits. We have this flexi ruler. This might be one of the more interesting things in this kit because I think I could probably use it to do some fun designs. So I'm kind of psyched to use this thing. And we have 2 trigger clamps. And again, clamps are always useful. Here's our running total. And this is the value of these items if you were to buy them. So was it all worth it? Some quick back of the wood mathematics, and the total came to $81. So $81 worth of stuff based on the $50 I spent. I also couldn't find all these things exactly matched on the Taylor Tool website, so for some of the prices I had to look at Amazon or find similar stuff. These estimates are the best I could get. Out of all these items, the most useful things to me are the clamps, this little flexi thing, and the small benchmark blade measure. Now, the biggest disappointment for me was this blade. Mainly because this blade is made really, really nice. And I am not sure if this will fit any of the combo square heads I have. And when I quickly looked online at Taylor Tools, it doesn't seem like they sell the blade heads by itself. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to use this for anything other than a nice straight edge ruler. As for the rest of the stuff, I'll probably use the plywood. I'll probably never use this, and I will likely lose all these knobs, through-hole bolts, because I don't have anything I need them for right now, and that's just what usually happens to stuff for me. These items right here, the ones that I'll probably find some use for, are worth about 50 bucks. So I got my money back as far as usefulness for me. I got some interesting things. I'll definitely have fun playing around with it. I don't feel like I got ripped off buying the mystery box. I don't feel like I also got any kind of great deal, but I would do it again. I would try another box if they ever come back into stock at Taylor Tools. Long story short, great gift for the new maker in your life or the new woodworker in your life. Maybe not the best thing unless you're looking for stocking stuffers for the more experienced woodworker, but worth investing the time to open the mystery box. Why don't you tell me what you think of my mystery box in the comments below? And also, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.